Cosmic channeling, the living temple of sovereign light. A long-form transmission weaving transpersonal psychology, humanistic wisdom, quantum NLP, biodecoding, and Christic consciousness into one living field of activation. Quantum opening. A clear note vibrates in the silent center of your chest, and the universe answers in harmonic layers. Breath draws a golden thread through the spine like dawn flowing up a mountain. Mind settles, heart widens, body remembers. The field around you brightens, as if the air were learning a new language, as if every cell were a small cathedral receiving the same hymn. Life stands beside you as a luminous ally. The path ahead rises to meet your feet. The song has already begun. Dadarita. Section 1. Deep Gaze. The mythic river of your becoming. Across lifetimes, your soul travels like a river made of starlight. It winds through valleys of learning and summits of revelation. Some bends in the river slow into pools where the moon mirrors herself, inviting self-contemplation and tenderness. Other places rush with decisive momentum, announcing initiations and thresholds. Inside this river lives a traveler who carries two instruments. One is an ancient drum that speaks in archetypes and elements. The other is a crystalline flute that sings of subtle insight and compassion. Drum and flute never compete. They braid rhythm and melody into a single current of becoming. The drum names the archetypal companions who live within your psyche. The sovereign who governs with presence and service. The magician who alchemizes shadow into wisdom. The lover whose tenderness dissolves separation. The warrior who protects the sacred with clarity. The healer who listens to the body's secret alphabet. The child of stars who remembers the original play. The flute carries subtler messages, soft permission to rest inside your own timing, guidance to honor your boundaries as living prayers, a reminder that grief is a gate and not a wall, a blessing that prosperity loves authenticity more than performance. As the traveler listens, a third instrument appears, silent yet radiant. It is the heart sun, your inner soul. Its light does not burn. It reveals. It invites the world to blossom as itself while dissolving the hard crust around old stories. When the heart sun shines, your river of becoming widens into a delta of choice. Each channel leads to a living future rather than a repetition of the past. In this opening, your life transforms from linear biography into mythic geography, not a plot to control, but a landscape to inhabit with reverence. Every conversation becomes a cairn on the trail. Every tear becomes a seed. Every victory becomes a temple bell announcing dignity and devotion. The traveler bows to the land of the soul, and the land bows back. Pakelo. Section 2. Scientific and Psychological Foundations. Humanistic psychology roots this journey in unconditional positive regard, congruence, and empathic presence. The person you are is not a problem to solve, but a process to accompany. Authenticity becomes a renewable source of energy. Values become navigational stars rather than rigid commandments. Transpersonal psychology widens the horizon. Identity extends beyond the skin into relational, ecological, and spiritual fields. States of expanded consciousness disclose archetypal images, numinous meaning, and direct experiences of unity. These states are not escapes, they are resources that soften defensive structures and offer creative options where habit once ruled. Neuroplasticity supports this path with the brain's ability to rewire through practice, attention, and emotion. Focused visualization recruits many of the same networks that enact behavior. Paired with somatic regulation, breathwork, and deliberate cognition, new synaptic pathways grow as surely as vines curl toward sun. The polyvagal lens adds that safety and connection unlock a learning. A regulated nervous system hears guidance more clearly than a threatened one. Language patterns shape perception. In NLP terms, maps are not territories. By updating maps, you unlock new behaviors in the same terrain. Submodalities influence the felt sense of memory and imagination. Timelines organize identity through narratives of before and after. Anchors associate states to gestures, sounds, or images. All of these tools are ethical amplifiers when placed in the hands of a compassionate witness and guided by the value of consent. Symbolic efficacy completes the scientific scaffold. Rituals alter attention and afford meaning, opening neurocognitive gateways for integration. A candle, a mantra, a posture, or a simple act of beauty can shift the entire orchestra of mind, body, and field. The psyche accepts symbols as a nutritious food group. The soul digests them into courage. Dhanwadi. Section 3. Biodecoding. Applied. The body's secret atlas. The body records impressions like dew on grass before sunrise. Longing, fear, and joy condense into posture, breath, and tone. Biodecoding listens to this silent atlas with humility. It does not replace medical care. It complements it by translating emotional patterns into somatic metaphors that invite release. Illustrative correspondences offered as contemplative maps. Chest tightness often echoes a history of self-protection around intimacy and belonging. The heart wraps itself in careful armor so it can continue loving from a safe distance. Throat constriction commonly reflects inhibited expression or broken agreements with self. The voice waits for trust to return before it sings. Digestive unrest may mirror difficulty metabolizing change, grief, or responsibility. The gut needs ritual chewing of experience and gentler pacing. Lower back fatigue can carry ancestral weight around worth and survival. The spine asks for an upgraded narrative of support. Pathways of release 1. Naming. Speak the body's phrase out loud. Example. Chest, your pressure communicates a need for slow tenderness. Throat, your heat communicates a need for honest sound. 2. Permission. Offer the symptom a dignified role. Example. You protected me when I could not protect myself. Thank you. 3. Rewriting. Place the body story into a new frame. Protection evolves into discernment. Silence evolves into melody. Hypervigilance evolves into attunement. 4. Micro-ritual. Pair the new frame with a sensory cue. Warm compress on chest while repeating a gentle decree. A sip of water between sentences while practicing true voice. 5. Community witness. Allow a trusted other to reflect your progress. The nervous system learns safety through co-regulation. The body answers with subtleties before it answers with thunder. Goosebumps, sighs, warmth, twitching, or the sudden urge to yawn indicate that energy locks have begun to loosen. These are green shoots after long winter. Honor them with steady kindness. Section 4. Quantum NLP Tools. Rewriting. The loom. Your mind is a loom, and attention is the shuttle that carries thread from one side to the other. Beliefs are patterns woven through repetition. To change the pattern, you guide the shuttle with clear intention and embodied feeling. The following protocols converge cognitive precision with soulful presence. 4.1. The triaxial alignment. Intention. Clarify the what and the why. Emotion. Cultivate the feeling as if the intention were already real. Action. Identify one small behavior that proves the intention in the world. Protocol 1. Write a single sentence intention in affirmative form. 2. Evoke a congruent feeling for 90 seconds via breath and imagery. 3. Choose a microaction under 2 minutes that lives in the same frequency. 4. Repeat daily for 21 days. Adjust gently, never force. 4.2 Submodality Alchemy. Aim. Reduce the intensity of old fear images and amplify supportive images. Shrink the unhelpful image to postcard size in your mind. Move it farther away. Desaturate its color. Lower its sound. Enlarge the supportive image to mural size. Bring it closer until it overlaps your heart space. Enrich its color. Soothly increase its internal sound until it hums like a calm river. Lock the new configuration with a physical anchor such as touching thumb and middle finger. 4.3 The compassionate swish. Aim. Replace a reflex of self-criticism with a reflex of self-encouragement. 1. Identify the trigger snapshot that precedes the unhelpful reaction. 2. Craft a replacement snapshot of you responding with dignity and clarity. 3. Rapidly slide the replacement over the trigger 5 to 7 times with a soft exhalation each time. 4th test in imagination. Repeat until the new reflex feels natural. 4.4 Timelines and sovereign choice. Aim. Reauthor a past scene and retrieve resources. 1. Float above your present timeline and drift gently back to the scene where the pattern began. 2. Hover as a compassionate witness, not as a critic. 3. Lower a golden rope from your present self into the scene. Hand the younger you a resource bundle labeled safety, voice, and belonging. 4. Watch the scene update with those resources. 5. Return to the present and let the updated memory file propagate through your neural field. 6. Mark a symbolic date in the future when the resource will bloom publicly. 4.5. Quantum affirmations with somatic seals. Affirmations become effective when paired with breath, posture, and image. Stand tall with relaxed shoulders. Inhale through the nose for a count of 4, hold 2, exhale 6. On the exhale, whisper the phrase while seeing it land in your life like a seed touching fertile earth. Examples: I honor my boundaries as sacred rivers guiding love to its true ocean. Prosperity flows where authenticity breathes. My nervous system is a sanctuary, and I govern it with compassion. 4.6. The 5-minute field reset. Minute 1. Shake the body gently to discharge residue. Minute 2. Place one hand on chest, one on navel. Breathe. Minute 3. Speak a 3-line decree. Minute 4. Visualize a sphere of light around you, expanding 2 meters in all directions. Minute 5. Choose one aligned action and step toward it. Small practices repeated consistently carry more voltage than occasional heroics. The loom loves rhythm. Zarik. Section 5. Spiritual Perspective and Christic Consciousness. The field speaks in many dialects. Some call it the Holy Spirit, others the Dharma, others the living geometry of the cosmos. It moves as compassion, lucidity, and courage. It bridges finite and infinite like a rainbow that both arcs and anchors. Christic consciousness arrives as radical inclusion and restorative love. It heals by remembering the hidden wholeness within apparent fracture. This remembrance is not passive, it acts. It feeds, tends, and lifts. It loves without sentimentality and forgives without erasing boundaries. It recognizes the preciousness of every being and the responsibility of awareness to serve life. Buddhist insight offers the wisdom of emptiness as interdependence. Emptiness is not void but vivid space where everything appears in relationship. In this view, clinging dissolves and compassion becomes natural. There is nothing to defend when your home address is the whole. Arcturian allies enter as master architects of light technologies. They teach coherence, sacred geometry, and the hygiene of thought. Their transmissions resemble blueprints for harmonious civilizations rooted in heart intelligence. Pleiadian kin amplify joy, creativity, and relational prosperity. They remind the artist within you to keep singing even when outcomes are unknown. They love the theater of Earth precisely because of its unpredictability and color. Andromedan mentors bring a steady gravity and a pristine sense of cosmic law. Their presence clarifies purpose, purifies confusion, and invites long-range vision. Seraphic currents descend like vertical rivers of diamond fire. They do not argue with darkness. They illuminate into new work. In their presence, shame cannot survive, and humility becomes a crown. All of these streams meet beneath the Bodhi tree in your chest. They meet again at the riverbank inside your breath. They meet in the wide cathedral of night when stars look like the scripture of a language you already know. Their shared message moves like thunder and like lullaby. Live as a sovereign, yet belong to all. Guard your boundaries as gardens, not as walls. Let love become an ecological force rather than a performance. Walk as a blessing where your feet touch ground. Section 6. Integrative Ritual, the Temple of the Three Rivers. Purpose: unify mind, body, and spirit while tuning prosperity to relational ethics and soul purpose. Frequency: daily or as a 40-day devotion. Duration: 20 to 25 minutes. Preparation: create a simple altar with a white candle, a bowl of water, a small stone, and a fresh leaf or flower. Draw a subtle Merkaba or flower of life motif on paper and place it under the bowl. Silence devices. Let the room breathe. Phase 1. Grounding River 1. Stand with knees soft and feet hip width. 2. Breathe down to the soles as if the earth were exhaling up through you. 3. Whisper 3 times. I belong to the earth as a guardian and a guest. 4. Touch the stone and feel ancestral steadiness. Imagine roots weaving into layers of time, receiving blessing, releasing weight. Better. Phase 2. Heart River 1. Place right hand on chest and left hand on navel. 2. Inhale on 4, suspend on 2, exhale on 6 for 6 cycles. 3. Speak the 3 vows of the heart sun. I choose presence over performance. I choose clarity over drama. I choose generosity without self-abandonment. 4. Light the candle and visualize a gentle solar sphere radiating 2 meters around you. Phase 3. Sky River 1. Lift the bowl of water and hold it at forehead level. 2. Envision starlight falling into the bowl like silver rain. 3. Intone the seed mantra slowly while feeling the crown soften. Arca Tura Lumen. 4. With fingertips anoint brow, throat, and heart with 3 droplets, sealing the triangle of insight, voice, and love. Phase 4. Quantum NLP Seal 1. Speak your single sentence intention aloud. 2. Evoke the congruent feeling as if it were present now. Let imagery bloom around it. 3. Perform a micro action on the spot. Send a blessing text, organize 1 folder, drink water with gratitude, stretch for 60 seconds, or set a clear boundary in a gentle sentence written in your journal. 4. Anchor the state by touching thumb and middle finger. Name the anchor aloud. Anchor of dignity or anchor of radiant calm. Phase 5. Offering and closure 1. Blow the candle to ash the old narrative and keep the inner flame alive. 2. Pour the water at the roots of a plant later in the day. 3. Place the stone in a pocket as a talisman for boundary and grace. 4. Keep the leaf on the altar to symbolize reciprocity with the living world. Replace it when it dries to honor cycles. Optional weekly expansion. On one day, sing for 10 minutes to your future self and let tears or laughter move freely. On another day, write a letter of amends or celebration to an ancestor and read it aloud under open sky. On another day, host a small generosity ritual where you give a practical gift or time without expectation. Prosperity loves flow. Porter's high vibration closing. Master phrase. Your life is a temple of sovereign light, and every breath lights another lantern along the path of all beings. 24-hour Quantum Challenge. Choose one boundary that needs clarity and express it in a single, compassionate sentence. Perform one act of generosity that nourishes someone without draining you. Record both in a journal with the title Evidence of Alignment. Activation code. Sound the sequence 3 times while resting one palm on the chest and one on the navel. Canare lumina solaris anima, Elion. Feel the crown open like dawn, the throat ring like a clear bell, the heart widen as a quiet sun. Star affirmation. I move as love with a spine. I prosper as truth with a smile. I remember as light with feet on earth. Con amor, Andrew.